Hey everybody, I don't feel well, okay? I did have a bunch of videos that I was releasing like crazy over the past couple of weeks. But I'm gonna have to slow the hell down. I can't keep releasing videos at that rate. I just really was desperate to get those videos out for you guys to view. But now I've caught up to the edge of my schedule. I had to sit down and record today to have something to release, so I'll have to edit that. I've got other things going on as well, but basically, an acquaintance of mine was killed in a motorcycle accident, which is sad. To me, it's sad for the people who knew him and loved him. He clearly saw what all they said, and he clearly brought a lot of joy to their lives, so it's pretty sad. But he was an acquaintance of mine. We used to play League of Legends. I'm sure well, I know for a fact that I've released videos that have his voice and his gameplay in it. But I thought it might be nice to make like a little compilation, just as kind of like a remembrance type of thing, just for the people who loved him so. And so I am going to do that. That's going to be a project I'm going to be working on, but I'll have to scrub through a whole bunch of old League videos, so. I'm going to do that. I've already got them set up in my OpenShot editor in a project, but I have to work on that. I'm trying to make sure that I get Quest of the Champion videos out every other day. I've been releasing Grim Dawn videos like nuts, but I'm going to slow down on that. I'll probably release a Grim Dawn video every other day going forward, which will stretch it out for a much longer period of time. And then when I have a different gameplay video that I want to release, like 20XX or something like that, then I'll just release that independently whenever I feel like it. But that way, hopefully, we'll have at least one video come out every day. If I alternate them like that, they last a little longer that way. And it can be tough to keep up sometimes, and I knew better than to release all these videos in a flurry like I did, but they're there for you to enjoy. And I hope you do, very much so. I haven't been feeling great lately. I've got family members that had illness. Hopefully I'm not getting that. I don't think I am, but I've been feeling pretty weak the last few days. I did work an extra day, which I worked 12-hour shifts, so that could take its toll too. It's night shift. So you need that recuperation time, and it just seems like I worry that I need to rebuild my cardiovascular system. I think I've been too sedentary for too long, so that's something I really need to do. I don't know why I'm checking my phone in the middle of this recording, but and I don't need my headphones on for this, just for when I listen to it afterward. Probably got game redent. Yeah, the new season of League of Legends came out. So we have the 2026 season. I have been getting my world rocked. I have been doing terribly. Some of the worst games I've had in years. So at some point I was going to record some videos that could hopefully help some people who have interest in trying League of Legends. I'm hoping these videos can break down the essentials really concisely. So I'm talking short videos, like a minute or two long, just a little bit to help people get the basics so that they can come into the game and at least get used to it. It's a very complicated game. And some of it is irreducibly complex. Like you'd have to study what the different champions do in order to learn it without actually just playing and fighting against those champions. And even then, sometimes the description doesn't really make it clear exactly how that's going to operate, even though they do a good job of describing it. Because when you're in a game, a difference of a little bit of range can make an ability feel oppressive, or just make it to where you can just keep it in mind and not worry about it. Anyway, I'm not going to go way off into the deep end of that. That is something I want to do. I don't know when I'm going to do it though. I've been wanting to do it for quite a while. In fact, I've started making League tutorial videos, and I've been unhappy with the result every single time. So I might have to just make something real simple and quick and release it and hope that it helps people, because I ain't no challenger level player myself. I don't think I've ever even hit gold. So, and I played for years and years, but so I don't want to give people the wrong idea. I really try hard, and like the actual, just so you understand, the actual matchmaking rating that the game compiles for you, it's based off of, I think, everything you've ever done on that account. So over time, it sort of hardens like concrete makes, to where it's really hard for you to break out of whatever you're in, whatever position of rank that you're in, because if you've played 1,000 games, well, if you play 2 games and win both times, the matchmaker rating is just going to be like, I mean, that's 2 out of 1,002 games. That's almost meaningless, because League is a marathon, not a sprint. Anyway, never F up. Never F up. And I encourage people to check out Azap on YouTube. He's great. And he is a multiple region challenger multiple times. So you can take his word as gospel when it comes to tactics and whatnot. I'm not saying he's right about everything, but I think he's basically right about most things. So, okay, what else? I'm not trying to make a really long video here. Like, who's going to sit and watch me blather? But I just wanted to say that since I've been not feeling great, and since I released a whole bunch of videos instead of stretching them out over a long period of time, a longer period of time, there may be days in the next couple of weeks. I don't know. I'm going to try for this not to be the case, but there may be days where I don't release a video. I just might not get them done quick enough. So I'm just putting that out there for anybody who keeps up with my videos and stuff. Thank you so much for watching. I really do this to try and bring joy to people's lives. That's what my goal is. If I get like 1 like on a video, I'm like, yes, somebody for sure confirmed that they enjoyed this. This brought somebody joy. But you know, if you guys watch the video, that's all I can ask. If anybody's got any suggestions or anything, if you've seen some of my videos and you have any suggestions, it doesn't hurt. It would only benefit me to hear your suggestions, as long as everything's constructive, you know, or even if it just feels a certain way. But I got lots of dreams for this yet, and I hope that eventually I can turn this into something where I bring joy to people, and hopefully I'm able to do that like in perpetuity, like as a job, because I mean, to me, that's my dream job. Bring joy to people's lives and happiness. Give people something they can take away, I hope, into the real world and thrive, you know, succeed, and live well. So, anyway, I don't know. I was going to make a quick video, but now, what am I? 9 minutes in. We need to go ahead and wrap this up, because this is a nothing video. It's just to chat with you for a minute, to talk at you. Sorry. Yeah, mainly I just want to make sure that the main point is that I'm going to slow down on releasing videos for sure. But hopefully not have days that I go without videos. So I'm going to try. And that's, I'm not obligated to. You'll get what you get, and that's your lot. But I hope that you find joy in some of the things I produce. And I hope everybody treats each other well. I watched a Jubilee video where it was like leftists and New Democrats or something like that. People talking. It was really interesting because one of the things that stands out to me. Okay, I'm going to back up a step because there's something relevant or that can help metaphorically be a parallel. I asked my friends, because everybody who was into Magic the Gathering and stuff that I played with, I asked them, what the issues were with Magic the Gathering, because I wanted to make a game similar to that, but something that would be, like the next step, the progression, the better, card game that we could enjoy similar to how we did Magic. Independently, everybody I asked mentioned identity. The different colors of Magic back in the beginning, like there were more associated with certain abilities on the cards. White would have like healing things and flying. Blue had some flying things, but they had like counterspell type stuff and things of that nature. Red had direct damage spells and creatures with haste. Green had big trampling creatures. And black killed creatures off or sucked life out of people or whatever. So they all had their own identities and their own like niche, abilities. And as time wore on through the decades, the color identities were lost, sort of. They still have a little bit of identity, but for the most part, there are cards in almost every color that do almost everything. It's weird, but anyway, that's the parallel of like this video that I saw that I was watching, where they were talking about like morality and politics and like how to make the future brighter, and how to, I guess, to coalesce into a more progressive force for the world and a good force for the world where good things can happen. And what was brought up at one point was identity, and the stark contrast between the two major political parties in the U.S. are that one of them marches in lockstep. I mean, their identity to them is clear, and they a lot of times shrug off minor differences, or they infight, but then on their major goals. Instead of being, 5 people that are worried about 3 things each, one of those things for all of them is the same. And it gives them so much more force and impact. Because any group has to have a foundation of shared goals. And that was something that was brought up, was the, what is the word for it? The dilution of goals on, especially the Democratic, liberal, whatever words you use side, and it's like it's a combination of being like a little bit too selfish, and I'll explain that in a second, and a little too, I mean, it's selfishness, really. It's like, it's a good and bad thing. Because on the one hand, you're holding fast to all your convictions. You're not letting something go just to go with the flow. But that's also a bad thing, because as a concerted effort in a group, you guys, we need to have at least, one of the same goals, so that we can work together. And the dilution of identity is that on the one side, like Republicans, conservatives, whatever you call yourselves, you guys are you hammer so strongly together on like certain goals and points. And it feels like, I don't know much about that side other than what I've gleaned and read and experienced firsthand. But on the other side of things, the side I most identify with, we will have people that will break away and not support the group because of one particular issue or something like that. And I mean, that weakens the entire group. And it sort of pulls you out of that group into a, not purgatory, but like into a more neutral zone where you don't really have a specific group. So you're not going to get what you're wanting done either, because there's such limited force behind it. It's the difference between poking something with a finger, boop, or slamming it with the whole hand, you know? There's a big difference. And change is slow generally, and it takes concerted effort. We're seeing a lot of really rough things going on, and they have been going on for a long time. So anyway, I'm not going to go much further into details, but I just saw that video, and it was really interesting because the identity issue, you know, seems to be a core one for people who want to call themselves liberal or democratic or progressive. Like, we need to set aside our sub goals or other goals and make sure to latch on to the main quest, you know, and everybody push for the main quest. And it'll bring people together more, and pushing together will give us more strength than a bunch of us on our own. I think you all probably know about the, I don't know if it's a metaphor, it's an example, where you take one twig and you break it. Easy. You take two twigs, you put them together, and then break it. It's not really any art, throw them away. But if you have a whole bundle of like 25 twigs, you can't break it. That's what it's like when you have a group that supports each other. And that's part of the reason that a lot of really great ideas are being just swept aside. Because we don't have enough of group effort to push with enough force to make bigger differences. Because each individual, you know, if just a few individuals are pushing for the main group, for the goal, and they get scattered, well, you got no momentum. No momentum, no force. So anyway, wow, I've gone into a lot of things I didn't even consider that I was going to do. Is this really? Has it been 17 minutes? Okay. Well, this is like a full-length video now, so I guess if you wanted to hear me just talk about things that I believe in and things that are going on in my life, you got me a pretty big update. What else? I think that pretty well covers what's been going on with me. Anything relevant to me? Well, I will talk about one other thing. I saw a video this morning, and it made me very happy. And it was about a guy that I'm trying to remember his name, but somebody had made a video about him. He was like a Street Fighter player, Street Fighter game, Street Fighter 3 or something like that, and he went into a tournament and he played like a character that was considered to be a really low tier, you know, not very good character, HuhyU. But he was his zest for life that he showed, the player himself, you know, was really something I aspire to. Just bouncing around, doing the splits and jumping around and enjoying, you know, with joy and enjoying life, a zest for life that we don't show enough in our society. So anyway, it made me really happy, and he ended up placing real high or winning the tournament or something like that with this character that he played, you know, despite it being like a low tier, you know, weak character. So it was really good. I'm trying to remember the guy's name. Well, I feel really bad that I don't remember his name. Maybe I have a screenshot of my phone. One second. I'd like to at least remember his first name. HuhyU.
HuhyU. And the name of the video, the channel is Papa Lobster, with no spaces or anything. And the name of the video was How a Genius Made a Meme Character into... It trails off there. I don't know what the rest of the video name was. Anyway, if you've got 13 minutes or 14 minutes and you want to watch something that's pretty cool and pretty fun to watch, that really gave me joy. I'm all about the underdog and somebody who embraces that and just lives a life of joy. So that was really cool. It was a video that made me smile. Gave me joy this morning. I hope you're all well. Keep trying to be kind to each other and to yourself. Be good. I hope you have a wonderful day. And thank you for tuning in and listening to what I had to say.